Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Pending. I'm Manny.
I'm Fabio.
And today we are reacting to Dark Season 2, Episode 7, The White Devil.
The penultimate episodes are always one of my favorites episodes just because of the suspense and the buildup that it always puts for the finale.
Adam has told us his goals, or at least what he claims are his goals, is to create a world or an existence without time, in which time does not exist. Which is hilarious when you think about it, because when you think about the fact that he is Jonas, the same kid we've been following this whole show, who just is so fed up with time and time travel that he's just I'm gonna kill time. And, that's the culmination of that. So when thinking of what the White Devil might mean, I feel like it might be Adam, because he explained that he views time as God, right? And if he sees time as his enemy, his worst enemy, then would not make him the devil. But the only thing is, I don't know what white means in this context. The White Devil. Rewatching episode 1, the guy that young Noah kills when they're building the tunnels looks exactly like an older Bartosz. You can already see the seeds of his descent, even this far back. He seems very reluctant and afraid to be following Noah. Man, after a week of thinking about it, I still can't come up with a theory I like as to who Charlotte's mom is. It has to be someone we know, right? Unless it's not. The only theory that has any semblance of logic to it is Claudia, and that is even barely makes sense.
Yeah, because it would be Claudia and Noah's child. Unless it's a child character that in the future gets messed with this time stuff,
Yeah.
Martha? No.
If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you. Drop a like, leave a comment, and without further ado, let's just hop right in.
This drawing of what looks like hell
Is hell, according to our comments.
It is hell?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Huh?
Is that Martha?
This must be a vision.
Is that older Martha?
No, she looked the same age.
Oh,
Hannah,
no.
What are you doing?
Oh no, Hannah. What? Wait, what is happening? Oh, she wants to save him.
They cannot liberate themselves from eternal servitude to their feelings. What a bar. She knows. Oh, everyone's just seeing their ghosts of... Yeah.
Und so wird Tag für Tag alles tun, was nötig ist. Der Schmerz, sein Schiff.
Pain is their ship.
Das Verlangen, sein Kompass. Wozu der Mensch doch fähig ist.
So Hannah might go back to... She knows Ulrich is in 53. She looks dressed up, too. Dressed up to see him. And since time is fixed, we know that that's not going to go well.
The bloody phone dialing the thing. We haven't seen that yet, have we?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking that might be Egon, if he's going to get killed. Because we saw that phone in his house.
Yeah, that's supposed to be this episode, hey? Because it was the 26th that he dies.
You noticed that that phone was in his house. And we know that he is most likely going to be murdered.
Oh my god, imagine it's Ulrich that murders him. June 26th. Oh no!
One day until the apocalypse.
Egon's about to die today.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, Claudia went over to try to get him to move in, right?
Wahrscheinlich 75.
Oh, Claudia's body.
Oh.
Schuss in die Brust.
That's his daughter, man.
Oh, she came to him, remember?
Yeah.
So he recognizes.
Nennt sich Heterochromie.
Diese Frau, sie war auf dem Polizeirevier. Am gleichen Tag, als der kleine Helge wieder aufgetaucht ist. Vielleicht ist sie die Komplizin von dem Verrückten. Könnte seine Mutter sein. Hat Helge bei sich gehabt, die ganze Zeit.
Not a bad assumption, but completely wrong.
With the information they're working with, I mean...
Ist völlig verstrahlt.
Contaminate with radiation?
Längere Zeit einer starken Strahlung ausgesetzt gewesen sein.
Holy shit.
Geh noch mal zu dem Doppler-Jungen, zeig ihm ein Foto von ihr, vielleicht erkennt sie ja wieder.
Man, so time travelers are just exposing themselves to radiation every time they time travel.
Die Daten legen nahe, dass das Partikel regelmäßig in 2 Protonen zerfällt. Masse.
That's the thing that Jonas uses to.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are the tapes that she makes that he listened to in 2052.
Mhm.
In einem anderen Fall ist es allerdings in 4 Millionen zerfallen.
Oh, Sie sind schon hier?
Ich muss die Zeit vergessen haben.
She's been here all night.
Yep.
Welcher Tag ist heute?
26. Juni?
Oh.
Day of, yeah.
26. Juni.
Ich habe das Meeting mit den Franzosen für heute Vormittag neu angesetzt.
She keeps rescheduling that meeting.
This poor girl, bro.
Who does it, you think? Maybe Ulrich?
If he escapes again.
He already was like, next time I see you, I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, the suitcase is gone. Oh no.
Anna's gone, and his machine. He should not have trusted. I mean, it's his mom.
Yeah, he's just his own mom.
Mama?
I love that the couch is our best indicator of what timeline we're in when we're around the cave. Now to go to 53, she would have to make 2 trips.
Oh, she got her tattoo of them.
Noah hat gesagt, dass die Welt morgen untergeht. Und dass nur die Leute im Bunker überleben.
Fuck. Well, you know where you need to be now.
Und er hat gesagt, dass sie lebt.
Who is
Meine Mutter.
she? I wanna know so
I
badly.
know, Sam.
Oh, that's Clausen. And who? Who's the other dude?
You look familiar.
Unterlagen
He
von der
did.
Postbehörde Marburg sind da.
He did volunteer. He said he volunteered for this
Es gibt unter
case.
dem Namen Alexander Köhler in dem gesuchten Zeitraum nur eine einzige Registrierung.
Und da sahen die Augen und hörten die Ohren, und nichts war mehr verborgen.
Freud.
Man, he just speaks in quotes.
He likes Freud. Charlotte's just not been into work, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Müssen es jemandem sagen.
Und wem bitte? Und vor allem was, hä?
Willst du vielleicht auch mal was sagen?
She has a coin. What if she goes to Jonas's?
Mm-hmm.
Jonas,
She thinks he's here.
Bartosz hat recht. Der ist zurück.
Wir sind durch die Zeit gereist und das ist das Einzige, was dich interessiert?
Du hast doch gesagt, dass er Teil davon ist. Vielleicht weiß er ja im Gegensatz zu dir, was das Ganze hier bedeutet. Vielleicht weiß er, wo Papa ist oder Mikkel oder keine Ahnung, Mann.
Magnus hat recht. Wir müssen es jemandem sagen. Man, alle machen seit Monaten nur ihren eigenen Scheiß. Alle schweigen.
Yeah, man, everyone needs
Was hat es
to
gebracht?
cooperate.
Nichts.
Dann machen wir das.
Wir.
Oh.
Hier gibt's doch kein Wir. Das gab's doch noch nie.
Was soll das denn jetzt heißen?
Dass du monatelang wusstest, was hier abgeht und du hast es weder mir noch irgendjemand anderem von uns gesagt.
That's true, and we still don't know what Noah made him do.
Yeah.
Macht doch, was ihr wollt.
I like how she's there and like no one's signing for her.
Ist noch sehr erschöpft.
She has no idea what the hell they're yelling.
Maybe she can lip read to some extent.
True, true.
Helge wouldn't recognize her, right?
Not this Helge.
No.
Antworte dem Herrn Hauptmeister.
So
vielleicht bei ihr?
cold, man.
Er hat mir von ihr erzählt.
Mm.
Dem weißen Teufel.
Oh,
Is
he's referring to Noah or Adam?
the only person we knew he had contact with was
Wer hat dir von
Noah.
ihr erzählt?
Mm-hmm.
Der Mann, der dir das da angetan hat?
If he says like the priest or Noah.
Erzähl mir etwas über den weißen Teufel.
Sie will uns töten.
Oh,
Uns alle.
What?
Sie ist tot. Sie kann niemandem mehr wehtun.
Aber sie hat doch noch gar nicht damit angefangen.
What?
Oh, is
Man, Noah
not
wants to-
Noah? Then Claudia is the white devil?
Hallo, Papa.
He said the white devil told him about her, though.
Arbeit sein?
Ich habe mir freigenommen.
Ist alles in Ordnung?
I don't know, I could be wrong.
Wir hatten doch besprochen, dass du zu uns ziehst.
Du hast gesagt, ich soll darüber nachdenken. Ich muss los. Ins Krankenhaus. Erste Chemo.
Kann ich dich vielleicht begleiten? Also, nur wenn du möchtest.
Das wäre schön.
Damn it, Egon's gonna die in this episode.
He is gonna die in this episode.
The thing is, he said...
Was wollen Sie hier? Ich habe Ihnen bereits alles gesagt.
Ich möchte, dass Sie sich etwas anschauen. Herr Weller?
Is this a newspaper article or something else?
Was ist das?
Oh, he's sweating.
Die Daten Ihres letzten Personalausweises, bevor Sie Marburg verlassen haben. 1,71, schätze ich mal, maximal. In dem Dokument steht aber 1,75. Also, wo sind Sie?
Wo ist was?
Die 4 Zentimeter.
Das ist doch lächerlich.
He's like, you're too
Ich will
short.
Sie festnehmen.
What?
Wegen des Verdachts auf Identitätsmissbrauchs.
Damn, he's good.
He is fucking.
You can't.
Hannah?
Oh god.
Hannah?
It's Martha.
Oh.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Hallo?
Or Charlotte?
I thought it was Martha or Katharina.
Hallo?
Oh wait.
Definitely too pleasant sounding to be Katharina.
Yeah.
Hause bist, dann mach bitte die Tür auf.
Charlotte, maybe?
I think it's Martha. Because this is Jonas.
Entschuldigung,
Oh.
wer sind Sie?
Oh. He's gonna tell the truth?
Might as well, she's about to die.
Yeah, right.
Ich wollte mit Hannah sprechen.
Sie ist nicht hier.
I don't think just a random guy just broke into her house.
Are you gonna ask who this is?
Mache ich dir Angst? Ich will dir keine Angst machen.
Ich glaube, ich habe gerade ein Déjà-vu oder so.
The amount of times people have said that.
Matrix.
Oh god. That's what he said during season 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she knows about time travel and shit now, so like.
Oder eine Botschaft aus dem Jenseits. Das hast du mal irgendwo gelesen.
Woher wissen Sie das?
Du hast den Anhänger gefunden.
Jonas.
Dude. That dream he saw about to not be a dream.
Fucking don't, please don't.
Dass ich ein guter Polizist gewesen bin.
Oh, Papa, keine Ahnung.
No idea, wow.
Ich bin mir sicher, du warst gut in dem, was du getan hast.
Eigentlich glaube ich das nicht.
Yeah, man. He was always like on it, but he just couldn't get to the bottom of things. Because the case in front of him is impossible.
Yeah, he was dealing with like impossible odds.
Du warst immer anders. Du hast die Welt von Anfang an anders gesehen. Manchmal denke ich, dass das mein Problem ist. Dass ich die Welt nicht so sehen kann, wie sie wirklich ist. Ich glaube, ich habe etwas sehr, sehr Dummes gemacht.
Mhm.
Kennst du diesen Film mit dem jungen Kerl, der mit seinem Auto in die Vergangenheit reisen kann?
Back to the Future?
Is he talking about stopping Ulrich
Das klingt
from
jetzt
taking
verrückt,
Mikkel?
I think so.
aber das aus dem Film, das gibt es wirklich.
Oh my god.
Weise.
Claudia knows it too.
Und irgendwie hat das alles mit Mats und Helge zu tun. Und den Dingen, die vor über 30 Jahren passiert sind.
Even farther back than that.
He's actually so on it though.
He is. I want him to at least learn the truth before he dies.
Yeah, right?
Because his whole story has been like trying to get to the truth.
Herr Tidemman, in Ihrem Büro wartet eine Frau auf Sie.
Oh. Who could this be?
Hat sie gesagt, was sie will?
Agnes?
Es geht um den Mann in der Anstalt.
Hannah.
der die Knaben umgebracht hat. Sie sagt, sie kennt ihn.
No.
Or did she dress up to look like she would blend in
Like in the
50s?
timeline, right? Oh. We have to know that this doesn't work, right?
Absolutely not. But on the one hand, I also want Ulrich to be saved.
Me too. I want to see more of like
Young
middle-aged
yeah.
Ulrich.
But it's Hannah.
Wie kann ich Ihnen helfen?
Ich suche meinen Mann. Es war in der Zeitung. Ich glaube, dass das mein Mann ist.
Yeah, he got fucked up, bro. They rough him up, man.
Ist das Ihr Mann?
Er sieht ihm ähnlich.
Wir haben nach Angehörigen gesucht. Es hat sich niemand gemeldet. Sie wissen, dass er letzten Winter verhaftet wurde wegen mehrfachen Mordes.
Yeah, the thing is, they're not just gonna let him out. What's her planning?
Kann ich ihn sehen?
Das ist nicht so einfach. Er befindet sich momentan in einer psychiatrischen Einrichtung. Er redet nicht.
Yeah, they're sedating him all the time and stuff too.
Ich verstehe.
And it's not like he's gonna be happy to see her, either.
Yeah. Last time he saw her, he like choked her out.
Darf ich Sie nach Ihrem Namen fragen?
Watch her use Katharina's name.
Nielsen.
Nielsen?
Katharina Nielsen.
Yeah! You called that.
Wo warst du die ganze Zeit?
Oh, you know.
Ich hab dir versprochen, das alles wieder gut zu machen. Es tut mir so leid.
Es macht plötzlich alles Sinn.
Katharina.
Martha, nicht. Bitte.
Why don't? Jesus.
Martha? Weißt du, wer das ist? Hä? Hat er dir gesagt, wo dein Bruder ist? Wer dein Bruder ist?
Yeah, fuck. She knows now.
Ist der Sohn deines Bruders. Mein Enkel und dein Neffe. Mikkel ist Michael Kahnwald. Martha, verstehst du? Und du bist seine Tante.
Martha didn't know that.
No, she didn't.
Oh, fuck. This is how she finds out?
Es tut mir so leid. Es tut mir leid. Glaub mir, ich wollte...
Wo ist deine Maschine? Die Maschine, mit der man durch die Zeit reisen kann.
Hannah hat sie. Sie ist verschwunden.
Du sagst mir jetzt, wie ich Mikkel zurückholen kann.
Mama, Magnus hat den Apparat. Wir sind damit gereist.
Du warst da? Hast du Mikkel gesehen? Mikkel. Du lässt deine dreckigen Finger von ihr. Hast du
Jesus.
nie verstanden? Komm.
I mean, she sees him and she sees, like, the result of everything that happened.
True.
Her son's disappearance.
That is 100% right.
And Hannah.
Yeah. Oh.
The fact that Hannah slept with her husband and her son.
Oh.
Regina probably can't even visit him. Because she's...
No, yeah, she's like... Does she even know he's been arrested?
Now, the thing is, how does Alexander's true identity connect to everything else?
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Oh.
Was soll das? Mein Bruder ist auch spurlos verschwunden.
Who's your brother? In 1986?
Ganz ähnlich wie das Verschwinden von Max Nielsen hier.
His brother
Did he
was
kill
Alexander.
Keine Spuren. Und er hieß auch Alexander. Alexander Köhle.
Oh. Oh God.
Ein gängiger Name.
Not in Winden.
Das ist gar nicht so einfach, jeden einzelnen Alexander Köhler aufzuspüren. Insbesondere, wenn man den Nachnamen der Frau angenommen hat.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Nach der Trennung meiner Eltern habe ich den Nachnamen meiner Mutter angenommen. Von Köhler zu Clausen. Und für manche Menschen bin ich bis heute unauffindbar. Aber vor ein paar Monaten ist das hier passiert.
What is that?
Did someone pull him in? Like tell him Alexander's here?
Lesen Sie. Laut.
You can find him here? Someone trying to
Who would
expose
know?
Alexander?
Hannah?
The only people that know Hannah, probably the Sigmundus.
Wer Augen hat zu sehen und Ohren zu hören, bezeugt sich, dass die Sterblichen kein Geheimnis verbergen können. Und aus allen Poren dringt ihnen der Verrat. Die Antworten zu ihrem Bruder finden sie in Winden. Ein Freund.
A friend.
Fuck.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, was in dieser Stadt vor sich geht. Aber eins weiß ich ganz sicher. Sie sind definitiv nicht mein Bruder.
Damn. What a threat.
Oh shit.
He knows how to intimidate a guy.
Yeah. Leaves him with
I
the
mean, he
lights
has
on.
all the cards. Who the fuck wanted to expose Alexander?
Maybe Claudia needed this detective to be investigating the case.
Sie und Ihr Mann.
He would only come to Winden knowing if his brother was
Sie haben
involved or
Kinder,
something.
ja? Nein. Eindeutig.
That doesn't line up because Ulrich said he had kids.
Er hat nur gesagt, dass er seinen Sohn sucht.
Make up a
Das
story.
mag etwas merkwürdig klingen, aber haben Sie schon einmal etwas von einem weißen Teufel gehört?
Nein, was soll das sein?
Ich weiß, das klingt alles völlig irre.
Der Mann, der Alte. Wo ist der jetzt?
Zurück in der Psychiatrie.
Das reicht jetzt. Du ziehst zu uns.
She's scared that he's gonna kill her. He's gonna kill him, sorry.
Dann glaubst du mir.
I was about to say he looks unwell, but he did just have a chemo appointment.
Yeah.
Gereist?
They look like kids getting lectured to,
Yeah.
Nach wann?
which they are.
Das geht hier also ab. Ihr wusstet von dem ganzen Zeitreisescheiß.
Everyone does.
Warum habt ihr nichts gesagt?
Ja, bei Franziska. Du hast was? Wer?
Oh.
Jonas is back.
Jonas ist wieder da. Aber er ist älter.
Oh my god, Magnus doesn't know about Mikkel
Es ist besser, wenn
being
ihr euch da raushaltet.
Nope.
Michael yet.
No parent has ever said to their kids, you should stay out of
Ich hasse es
this,
nicht.
and been obeyed.
Das wusstet ihr also auch? Das ist genau das, was alles kaputt macht. Eure ganzen Scheißgeheimnisse. Mann, ihr konntet nicht mal mit uns sprechen, als Papa mit Benny gebumst hat. Was seid ihr nicht für
Oh.
unfähige Arschlöcher?
Oh, we have a name. Benny.
Benny.
And anyone's tied to this child, what is being said.
No wonder she turns out so crazy, bro. No one talks to him.
You think Future Girl might have grown up in the apocalypse with Elisabeth? If she was born in the apocalypse, but she's fluent in sign language.
Maybe Elizabeth is her mom.
I don't think she would threaten to kill her if she was her mom.
Oh, true. But like maybe like her caretaker or something. I don't know.
She's literally the last person Ulrich wants to see right now.
Oh my god.
He's probably
Oh, he looks so
sedated.
hurt.
Ulrich? Ulrich? Ulrich, ich bin's.
This hurts.
Hannah.
Oh.
Vater, bist du wirklich? Oder bist du ein Engel? Bist du ein Engel?
Can't even trust his own, like...
Mm-hmm. His own eyes.
Maybe he would be happy to see a familiar face.
Yeah, because he's been stuck in the past, being beaten on and drugged
Over
for
6
like
months.
Yeah.
Weißt du, wo Mikkel ist? Katharina. Wie geht's, Katharina? Warte, Agnes.
Es fühlt sich irgendwie anders an, dich wieder zu sehen.
Was?
Last time
Wenn du heute wählen könntest.
she wanted to ruin him, right?
Katharina und mir.
Mm-hmm.
If you could choose, but
Ich habe versucht, mich zu erinnern, ob du jemals "Ich liebe dich" zu mir gesagt hast.
Ich liebe dich. Noch immer. Hol mich hier raus, dann verlasse ich Katharina. Ich liebe dich. Okay.
She doesn't believe him. Or
'cause
maybe she wants to hurt him.
he's lying.
Ich brauche niemanden. Aber die Wahrheit ist, ihr braucht mich nicht.
Doch, ich brauche dich, Anne. Ich liebe dich.
He's lying to get out, but
Mm-hmm.
Ich tue alles, was du willst. Hol mich hier raus. Bitte. Anna, ich
Wow.
liebe
Wow.
dich. Ich liebe dich.
Yeah, she's fucking... She went back just to rub it in his face. Oh my god. Oh.
Er hat Ähnlichkeiten mit ihm, aber
Oh.
das ist nicht mein Mann.
there
Oh.
are no words to describe
Oh my
the
god.
hatred I feel for her right now.
Oh my god.
I just clicked in my head as soon as she like walked up to him. Like the last time, season 1, she hired Waller to, or hired
Oh, yeah, to
Alexander to
ruin
ruin
him.
him. How did we forget
I
that?
forgot about that.
Hast du die Maschine dabei?
You're about to go on a time travel heist, rescue mission.
Shit, but they can only go 33 years in the future or 33 years in the past.
No, they go
Oh,
to
wait,
the
no,
past.
no, wait. Because Hannah got there, never mind. Ulrich's in 1953.
They need a vial of Cesium-137 every time they do it, right? How many do they have?
Weißt du, wie sie funktioniert?
I actually don't know.
Weiß ich nicht. Bartosz hat ihn benutzt.
They need a phone and that vial. Just take it from them.
Who would she ask? Jonas? Is not.
I think so. There.
Mikkel und Papa.
Was?
Sie sind noch nicht hier. Sie sind in einer anderen Zeit.
I love that everyone knows the truth, but
Alles andere kommen wir wann anders wieder.
it's also chaotic.
Komm, wir wollen los.
What was the focus on those pills there?
Mm-hmm.
Warum er mit ihnen in die Höhlen wollte.
Now she knows.
Vielleicht ist da was in den Höhlen.
Papa, lass das jetzt.
Just explain it to him. Well, like, get out of there first, then explain.
I don't think there's any saving him.
They said that his death was suspicious, but they didn't say he was necessarily murdered.
Und jetzt wieder.
He wanted to go there in 53 too.
Da ist nichts in den Höhlen.
Irgendeinen Grund muss es doch geben, warum er dahin wollte.
He's trying to stop him from doing anything that might get him killed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, never mind.
I also was like,
I thought that
yeah,
was the door opening.
me too. You know, he knows she knows.
The eyes.
Warum bist du wirklich hier?
Was soll denn das jetzt?
Du weißt es.
Was weiß ich?
Mhm.
Du weißt über die Zeitreise Bescheid. Das alles hat mit dem AKW zu tun.
Ich möchte jetzt gehen.
Du steckst da mit drin.
Mach dich nicht lächerlich.
The eyes is the last thing he needs to connect, and he'll.
Wir müssen die Höhlen durchsuchen lassen.
Da ist nichts in den Höhlen. Es gibt keine Zeitreise.
These close-ups are making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, man.
Was machst du da?
Ich rufe in der Wache an.
I'm getting a bad feeling about who actually kills him.
Du verstehst
Claudia
nichts.
killed him?
Was in den Höhlen ist, ist größer als alles, was die Wissenschaft je entdeckt hat.
Diese Substanz stellt alles auf den Kopf, was wir über das Universum wissen. Und du willst das alles aufs Spiel setzen? Für nichts?
Du hast dich nicht geändert. Dir geht es immer noch nur um dich. Du hast kein Herz.
Oh! No, no, no. No, stop. Please stop.
Gottes Willen, Papa. Bleib genauso liegen. Beweg dich nicht.
Is this why she says I'm sorry?
Ich rufe einen Krankenwagen.
God. Oh. She knows he dies here.
Notruf binden? Wie kann ich Ihnen helfen? Hallo? Hallo?
He kills him. Oh my god.
Du wirst Opfer bringen müssen. Alles wird so geschehen, wie es schon immer geschehen ist. Aber wenn alles gelingt, dann wird sie leben. Regina. Es tut mir so leid.
Du bist der weiße Teufel.
Why?
Und das war sicher nicht Ihr Mann. Ich hätte früher reagieren sollen. Es tut mir leid.
Machen Sie sich doch keine Vorwürfe.
Nielsen, das ist ein
He knows the name Nielsen.
ungewöhnlicher Name. Kennen Sie eine Agnes Nielsen?
Nein.
Sie reisen heute noch zurück?
In a
sense.
Da, wo ich herkomme, habe ich alles verloren. Alles, was ich will, ist ein Neuanfang.
She's gonna stay.
Didn't expect that.
Are her and Egon gonna start an affair?
I don't know about that, but she would leave Jonas?
Well, Jonas is gone too, right? Her Jonas, at least.
And older Jonas is mad at her.
Oh my god, is
Fuck.
Hannah?
This is fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. With how aggressive she was getting in that scene, I clocked it a minute before it happened.
Yeah, as
but
soon as she started
really
reaching for
didn't
the
want
phone.
it to be. What a fucking cut. Oh my god.
Oh my god, and he's the brother of the guy that Alexander killed.
Is that handwriting similar to anyone's we knows? I wonder.
What a determined brother, though.
I respect
Tracking
it,
down
yeah.
his fucking brother's killer.
I wonder if you can intuit it, like 3 chambers for 3 cycles. You just need to know which dials need to be flicked. But then again, you still need the vial.
She's thinking like, damn, I hooked up with my nephew.
And he's thinking, damn, I hooked up with my aunt. Yeah, the way Helge was talking about the White Devil earlier was ambiguous. It either could have been Noah or Claudia.
Are her hands still covered in blood?
Shit.
Slipping over her front. Damn, still blood on her hands.
How many times does it happen now where a person tries to stop something from happening and ends up causing it in a self-fulfilling prophecy? Ironic twists of fate.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing is, it was an accident. She clearly did not mean to hurt him.
And if she had just left him alone that day, Like he could have, like, you know what I mean?
But she knows she has a mission, and she can't allow herself to get caught.
Regina?
Jonas?
That is Jonas. Did Jonas, right?
Did older Claudia send him here?
Warum hast du einen Schlüssel zu meinem Haus?
Du hast ihn mir gegeben, bevor du gegangen bist.
Unsinn. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wer du bist. Sie hat ihn dir gegeben. Mein älteres Ich.
Wir müssen jetzt gehen. Wir haben nicht mehr viel Zeit.
Why is he in shadow like that?
Yeah, right?
It's
Ich
healed.
weiß, was du getan hast.
Which Jonas is this?
Sie hat es mir gesagt.
I think this is the Jonas that we last left off.
Yeah, he's probably been with older Claudia for a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, Claudia took him that day. That his dad died, which was yesterday.
Wieder so passieren muss.
Didn't have to happen that way again.
Nächstes Mal.
Next.
What?
Yesterday, but his wound is healed.
I
That
think
day
the
it was
jacket.
bandaged.
I think the jacket's just covering it.
No, I see it. It's healed. I gotta rewind. To the future. Please don't end.
I think that's Claudia killed Egon.
Accidentally. So
Accidentally.
manslaughter. But still,
Killed
in
her
trying to
boss.
prevent her dad's death, she ultimately ends up causing it.
Oh my
Now, does this turn me against Claudia? Not really.
And is Claudia actually the White Devil, or is that just
Well,
Egon
that's
trying to
her
put-
name for them. I mean, that's their name for her, it seems. Because if we go back to that scene, it felt like he was talking about Noah at first, but then he shows him the picture of Claudia.
hat mir von ihr erzählt.
He told me about her.
Dem weißen Teufel.
So yeah, he is talking about Claudia. Okay, we misinterpreted that. We thought that he was talking about Noah, the White Devil, but he meant he told me about her, the White Devil.
Yeah, comma, the White Devil.
Erzähl mir etwas über den weißen Teufel.
Sie will uns töten.
Yeah.
Sie kann niemandem mehr wehtun.
Aber sie hat doch noch gar nicht damit angefangen.
So ominous.
Egon was so close to learning the truth.
I mean, he
he pretty much got it.
I love his character arc, by the way, from the like bumbling kind of drunk cop we met in season 1 to the guy who actually solves the mystery.
Yeah.
Right before he dies.
With like no information. In the 80s too.
I know. Yeah, he's not even in 2019 and after. He's way back then.
Is he the first one to figure it out then? Like timeline wise?
Like on his own?
Yeah. I don't think anyone else in the like Claudia, because Claudia told her.
I think so. Damn. He died staring up at his daughter who just
essentially killed him.
Yeah.
Who he knows she has to be connected to like his whole life's work of like these missing kids, these murders.
What a tragic end. And all because Claudia cared more about like the scientific advancement of like trying to figure out.
I feel like that was only part of it. Like
Yeah.
the other part was definitely like her mission that older Claudia had put upon her, you know, like
Yeah, multiple things. So tragic. Just realizing at the last moment that Claudia was hiding secrets from him, and then we saw those bloody hands in the intro, and we suspected at the last moment that it might be Egon because we thought he was killed, but it's Claudia because she killed. Rest in peace to Egon Tidemman. He was the real
Egon,
one.
man.
I hate the way he went out. Writing wise, I love it, but as a character, I am going to be sad to see that version of Egon go. But we do have younger Egon, and I'm wondering where his story goes, because it did seem like there was something there between him and Hannah.
Hannah, right?
Earlier this season, his cop friend was talking about how like something along the lines of there are plenty of fish in the sea. When Egon was talking about how like do you and your wife still, you know?
Yeah.
Is that foreshadowing?
I thought he already found out that his wife was cheating on him too. Because remember,
Yeah.
he walks down the stairs and sees them in the.
So like that would
dining
even be
room or
more incentive to.
Yeah, so maybe him and Hannah get it on. Hannah has
Hannah
one of the
is
time
staying
machines
in-
now.
But does that even matter if she's staying in 53? but now she has it and no one else has access to it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It stops the others from using it. Magnus has their time machine.
I have to wonder how many of them are there, or is it the same one the whole time?
That's just being passed around. That's another thing too, right? Because that's the thing with the notebook, that there was technically 2 notebooks at the same time, but
yeah, but it's the same one.
It's the same notebook with the same pages ripped out. But Noah had one and Claudia had one, and Claudia gave that one to Peter.
Remember when we were suspicious of like Tannhaus and his affiliation with Sigmundus? Because why does Sigmundus have a time machine? But if Jonas is Adam, then that's just the same time machine he's had this whole time.
Exactly. Oh my god. Oh my god.
To begin. Okay, so the other references we've gone to the White Devil just in this season. The first time was when Helge mentioned it to Claudia in episode, I believe it was 2, when he's already out of it by this point. Claudia comes to see him. She's like, "Why did you give me this book?"
Oh yeah.
And then Helge says, "I thought that you were the only other one who could understand me." Then he goes on about how like no one can change time, not even the White Devil.
Yeah, and she's talking about, I guess in that context, he's talking about her.
Yeah, and he knows it's her. Then why would he give...
Well, maybe she needs to start her journey.
He could have just said...
other events to happen.
No one can change it, not even you, the White Devil.
Had to leave some plausible deniability.
Yeah.
There, you know?
They referred to her as the White Devil because they believe that she wants to kill them all, or at least Helge. Yeah, that's what Noah told Helge.
Yeah, that's what Noah tells Helge.
Now, is that a lie, or is that what Noah genuinely believes?
And then there's Agnes, who was like friends with Claudia, and then like betrays her. But he just that's another part that confuses me, is that if she actually betrayed her, or that she knew that Claudia knew that she was gonna die, and that's why she gives that newspaper to Noah. And Claudia knew that she had to die right there for everything else to unfold. I don't know.
Well, let's go over how it unfolds. She meets Claudia in the cellar. She gives her the newspaper and says, "You have to give this to me. Not now, there's still time." I guess she gives it to a version of Claudia down the line so that Claudia can then give it to Agnes in yet another bootstrap paradox. But I'm wondering who gets it first in the first place, and where do they, who cuts it out of the newspaper?
Yeah, right?
I don't know, but that raises another question of why does Agnes want back into Sigmundus? Is she Claudia's double agent, even after Claudia's death?
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna stir some shit up? Because I don't think she truly betrayed her.
Yeah, right? That's not the vibe I got.
So does she have plans to disrupt things for Sigmundus?
And what Jonas said to Claudia was that, she told me what happened, but next time it doesn't have to go, happen that way. So I'm kind of spitballing a theory here, is that every cycle, they are able to change some things, but it's not enough to truly change the future. And so they're changing bits by bits. That's why there's so many bootstrap paradoxes. It's because there was a timeline where Tannhaus did make the time machine, but now when the cycle restarted, they needed to get that time machine quicker. So they were like, "Yo, you need to make this right fucking now." And that's what created that bootstrap paradox, and then so on and so forth. And that's why all these bootstrap paradoxes are happening, is because every time the cycle restarts, they are able to change some things, but it's not enough to fix the future or whatever. That's my theory. I'm
really
spitballing
like that theory.
Yeah, that's
They would explain so many of the paradoxes.
Yeah, right? Because how does Tannhaus just know how to build a time machine? How do they know he's the one that builds it?
Maybe little things have been changed. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, because we're in one specific cycle.
Oh, that would go so hard if that were true. And I'm pretty sure that Jonas, number one, because he had a different code. And 2, I'm 90% sure his neck wound was already scarred over.
Sorry. Well, we're thinking of it wrong. He goes back to June 20th, remember?
Yeah.
Because the time machine that Adam uses goes back to a specific date.
Yeah.
But they're in the 26th now. So it's 6 days after. But when old Claudia gets him, it's June 20th of 2019. So it's not in linear with the 3 timelines, because Adam was able to step into a specific time. So that's why maybe his neck is a little bit healed, because it's been a week.
It's been a while. He's been with Claudia. They've probably been doing stuff.
Oh, sorry. It's not 6 days before. It's a year and 6 days before, because his dad kills himself. 3 months later, the disappearances happen. 6 months later, we get the time jump.
Yeah, and then he had to wait until this moment in time to travel back to this day. Yeah.
So yeah, he's been with older Claudia for 8 months. Well, at this point, older Claudia's already dead. She's been dead for like a few days now.
Mm-hmm. Why did he feel so ominous?
Yeah, right? He was in the shadows.
Like, even the way he, like, comforted her, he was just like, it's okay.
Yeah. We also didn't, like, know that he just came from letting his dad kill himself so that he can be born, you know? So, like, he's probably really jaded about everything now.
Honestly, yeah. He was already getting jaded.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a Jonas who has been with older Claudia for a bit now.
Mm-hmm.
Enough for his neck to heal and to get a new change of clothes. Look how much he's already starting to look like future Jonas.
Right? Yeah. That, like, 5 o'clock shadow's about to come in.
His face is covered in dirt.
And then Martha learned the truth.
Yeah, Martha and Magnus, and not Elisabeth, sadly, but franziska, because no one tells Elisabeth anything.
No one's signing her.
I'm sure she can lip read to an extent, but like,
I hope
the
so.
whole conversation,
yeah, like, and it's like multiple people, like different people
yelling at each
talking
other.
and yelling at
Yeah,
I like how they still let her tag along though. You know, like, cause she's like the youngest.
yeah. Is Franziska in the right for being mad at her parents for not telling them about time travel? I don't know. Secrets are bad when they don't need to be kept.
And there's also obviously like trauma in that family from like secret keeping and like, you know, the affairs and stuff like that. So her reaction is very reasonable. But then her parents' reaction, it's also like, I wouldn't want to put my kids in harm's way by like letting them know and taking them to time travel trips and stuff like that, you know?
Hannah and her revenge on Ulrich might have been one of the most visceral reactions I've had to a moment in this show.
Yeah, oh my god. She not only did she take a time machine away from, like, I'm just gonna call them the heroes of the story, but she's staying in the 50s and she saw Ulrich just to rub it in his face that, like, yeah, like, you're gonna stay here, you know, you're gonna rot in these cells. Oh my god.
To give him a glimpse of hope that he could get out, and then to snatch it away from him. And she already probably made up her mind too before she even saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just gonna, oh my god.
Nah, yeah, Hannah's evil, bro. That is like super villain type shit.
And we were talking about how we wanted to see young Ulrich again. Not like that.
Yeah, man. Not every time we see him now, he's just being tortured and in pain.
Fuck. We thought that fucking Ulrich would kill Egon.
Yeah, that's what we thought the whole time. Oh my god, and Alexander's in jail now.
Yeah. Oh man, that twist too.
Yeah, like, oh my god, the detective
Clausen.
is his brother.
Ups to Clausen.
He rad for brother.
That shit.
He's avenging his fucking brother. He's like, it's been what, 33 years, and he's tracking down his brother's killer and, you know, bringing him to justice type of thing.
And one of the biggest things that clued him in, a discrepancy in 2 inches between height.
Yeah.
Where did those 2 inches go?
But that's the thing.
But he got a letter. He recognizes a name.
Yeah.
Who?
He also knows that because when he got his records before Alexander went to Winden, he's like, these are my brother's records. He's 5'8". This is his record.
I feel like it'd be too complicated to go back and compare that handwriting to other instances of other people's handwriting that we've seen in the show, so I'm not going to do that. But the only other like major letter I can remember with visible handwriting was Michael's, and I don't think it's him.
No.
But who would have motivation to expose Alexander like that?
My guess, it's either Claudia or the Travelers. And I'm only saying this because they know the future, the past, the present, everything that's going to happen and stuff. They might need him there to uncover, like we said before, if they need certain things to go a certain way, they know that they need him there, right? And so if they're like, okay, we need him to come to Winden, how do we convince...
Oh, they need Clausen?
Clausen, yeah, the detective, to come to Winden. It might be one of those bootstrap paradox things where it's like, in a timeline before, he came to Winden on his own, but they needed him in Winden earlier, so they sent him that letter to convince him to go to Winden because he needs to uncover stuff that keeps the timeline linear, or I don't know. I feel like it's got to be one of the Travelers, if not Claudia, and because they need him to uncover things.
I agree on the identity, but my bigger question is why?
Mm-hmm.
What does either Clausen being in Winden or Alexander in jail, what purpose does that serve for them?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really divine right now.
My guess it has to do with the power plant, that they need the power plant searched. Because maybe the power plant being searched is what triggers this the nuke or whatever the hell happens that ends the world.
Well, the fact that the plant in episode 1 was said to be closing in 6 days. So it closes tomorrow. So something happens
when it closes
related to like the closing of the power plant that causes the apocalypse and
that God particle.
The God particle, and they needed Alexander in jail while it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
That's that. Yeah, that's my theory. That's what I'm guessing. Oh my gosh.
Because how much does Alexander know? I wonder.
Yeah, because he's already working for Claudia, and he's like a teenager.
I was wondering, or we were wondering, if he was a traveler who, because of the last name Niewald, was somehow related. Like the love child of a Nielsen and a Kahnwald from another time. And that's why he changed his name. But now I'm wondering if it's just as simple as like he killed someone and Clausen happened to be his brother. And now...
like he might just be an outlaw.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Jumping in to add a theory we had after we stopped filming, you'll notice we're in a different setting because we're about to film Deadpool and Wolverine. Don't mind the presence of our friend here. We just picked her up off the street.
Hi. Oh, you told me to watch this.
Oh, fuck. Should
Cover your ears. I don't think she'll remember.
She won't remember.
Not even you'll forget. The show is so like layered. By the time this part comes up,
you won't
you're
have any
already
memory.
focusing on like 18 million different
Okay.
things.
No, yeah. It'll
So,
be,
like-
and my memory is like not. I can't trust my own memory anyway. So
Thinking back to the Alexander thing, we're theorizing that Hannah is in the 50s to stay. And something has to come of that. That can't just be nothing. We saw sparks flying between her and Egon. We might be reading into that, but if that's a thing, and if Egon sleeps with Hannah because his wife is cheating on him, and they end up conceiving a child, we're theorizing that that child ends up being Alexander. Because we were theorizing about Alexander's identity and the fact that his last name is Niewald, which is an amalgamation, as we've said before, of Nielsen and Kahnwald, and it's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, this is Manny's theory. He's in the washroom and then he just yells, "Oh, fuck!" And he runs out and he starts explaining to me this theory. But yeah, we were both saying that like her taking Katharina's name and the Nielsen name has to have some type of significance.
That, yeah.
And
Thanks for reminding me.
That's why we're thinking like it has to manifest in some way,
Mhm.
aka Alexander.
She's calling herself a Nielsen, but she might still want to name her child after herself. So Nielsen, Kahnwald, Niewald. We can even see a little bit of resemblance between Hannah and Alexander if you look really closely. Similar like eyes, facial features. And it would be poetic if Alexander somehow comes back to Winden in 86 after leaving, and Hannah is the first person to spy on him, steal his things, and then blackmail him all those years later.
Maybe it's Hannah who sends him to Winden, knowing that he has to be there to keep the timeline intact.
that's what I'm saying.
The only thing is, Alexander would have to recognize his own mother, but what would he even say, right? That may or may end up turning out to be correct, but just throwing it in here while it's still fresh. But yeah.
Another theory, less likely, but I'm just throwing it in there. Hannah could also be Charlotte's mom, because we still have no idea who her mom is.
That would mean that Hannah conceives her with Noah.
Which is a possibility.
we
Noah's
thought Noah's
always chilling in all the timelines, right? So
That's my prediction.
But yeah, just theory. Alexander is Hannah's child. Hannah and Egon. It could be with another man, but Egon's the only real possibility we can see right now. But yeah, back to the video. But him being in jail, yeah, that's a good theory. That somehow that's needed for something to go wrong at the plant.
And they need to search the plant for or demolish. I don't know.
Do you think it's an accident? Or do you think since Sigmundus is actively trying to cause the apocalypse, that they do something that leads to the accident? Or not it wouldn't be an accident in that case.
Yeah,
it would be like by their doing.
A detonation.
As you pointed out how all that toxic material was buried under concrete. The same material needed to activate the time machine.
Yeah.
Being in the same area that the wormhole appears over. So that is probably somehow like a reaction happens and the result is the portal that Jonas travels to and travels through in 52. But how? Who? Why?
Oh, man, this finale is gonna be crazy. This series is like...
I just want to know if time can be changed, man.
I want to know if they succeed. Like, if they can stop the apocalypse.
That's been such a recurring thing. The ironic twists of fate, where people, in trying to stop things from happening, ending up causing them to happen in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
What have they been trying to stop this whole season? The apocalypse. What if one of our heroes going into the plant to try to stop the apocalypse somehow triggers
the apocalypse
in the first place?
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm assuming. I don't know.
I hate Hannah so much, man.
She's evil,
but she's
super villain level evil,
brilliantly portrayed.
Yeah,
and written. Like, it takes a good actor, a good performance, and good writing to make you feel such visceral hate for a character.
Yeah.
I wonder what Katharina might try with the machine.
Well, they know that Bartosz can work the machine, so maybe they just kidnap him again. Poor Bartosz, man. He's getting just used.
That was so good.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Once again, rest in peace to Egon Tidemman. That one hurt.
Oh my god, I saw in the comments that the casting director for Dark had also passed away like last year or something. Rest in peace. Oh my god. One thing that we've been complimenting this entire show, but one thing that we've both said has been like so spot on has been the casting for like the generations of actors, of characters. And man, that's sad. Rest in peace to her.
Simone Barr. And I'm definitely pronouncing that bar wrong because it has the accented A. But yeah, rest in peace. You elevated this show, all your work.
It's one of the few shows where I actually look at the resemblance of characters for clues as to like who they might, like the whole Bartosz being future Bartosz. Like,
dude, like this show does it so well that it makes me upset at other media I see now that like these people look nothing alike and they're supposed to be the same person. If this show can do it like 20 different times, what is everyone else doing?
Man, the show aced it. Especially with old Ulrich. Up until that point, I had already thought that they had aced everyone. But seeing old Ulrich was like, holy, like, I thought it was prosthetics at first.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still not over Egon. The fact that they both saw each other's bodies in different timelines.
Yeah. In the same time, typically, right?
And
oh my god.
Now we have a reason as to why Claudia apologizes to him
Future
in the
Claudia.
50s. Watching that scene now again is going to like destroy me. Egon, I think, was one of the few people in this show that I think I can definitively call one of the good ones.
Yeah.
He was genuinely trying to just help and get to the bottom of things.
Yeah, he was just trying to solve what was happening.
I think with these two opposing sides, Claudia and Sigmundus, Noah, Adam, maybe we're looking at it wrong and maybe not just like they're bad guys, these are good guys. They're all morally ambiguous.
Yeah.
You know? Claudia is willing to let her father die because it had to happen the way it was and she can't be caught because she has a mission. Noah is willing to experiment on children at the expense of their lives to reach this ultimate goal. Like, they're all not great human beings, but
it's just like, what are they fight? Like,
what are they fighting for?
Are they fighting for the time stream or against the time stream or?
Jumping in again to explain a theory I've been working on between episodes 7 and 8. It's potentially the most insane prediction I've had yet, and I'm debating whether to even leave it in or explain it, because if I'm wrong, it makes me look crazy, but screw it. I actually haven't shared this with Fabio yet, and I'll explain my reasoning in the next video, but Fabio, if you are watching this, stop right here, unless of course the reveal has already happened, in which case you're clear to watch. So without further ado, this is my Charlotte's mom theory. Bear with me, this is going to take a bit. I've rewatched all of Charlotte's scenes throughout the show, and this is what I've gathered. Let's start with what we know. Charlotte grew up in the custody of H.G. Tannhaus, her adoptive grandfather. For whatever reason, he never told her who her real parents were. When Clausen asks if she was born in Winden, she says, "My grandfather was." I'm not sure if this means that she herself wasn't born in Winden or if she doesn't know, but she marries Peter Doppler, and together they have Franziska and Elisabeth Doppler. As Peter tells Elisabeth, Charlotte's parents supposedly died when she was still a little, although we know this isn't true because Noah is still alive and he's her father. Their interaction in episode 5 is key because I think it's telling us a lot without directly telling us. Noah says, "I only did this so that it would one day no longer happen, so you're not taken from me again, and neither is your mother. Your mother took that picture. I promised her I'd bring you back. I've looked for you all these years, but you were here the entire time." And finally, when Charlotte asks who her mother is, he says, "She loved you very much. She still does." Charlotte interprets this to mean that her mother is still alive, and I'm inclined to agree with her. However, alive can mean anything, as in she could still be alive in any cycle, be it 53, 86, 2019, but we can at least assume that she has not died yet, relative to where we are currently in the timeline. Noah promised he'd bring Charlotte back, which raises a question, how did they lose her? He says that both Charlotte and her mother were taken from him, which is ambiguous enough that it could simply mean that they died, but since we're assuming that they're both alive, I think he means that they were deliberately taken from him. Remember, in episode 3, Noah tells Claudia that she took everything from him. I can only assume everything in this context means his family. Since Claudia knows Tannhaus, was she the one who took Charlotte and hid her with Tannhaus? Now, why she would have done that to Noah, I'm not sure, but this is the only way I can guess that Charlotte ended up with Tannhaus. When Noah said, she still loves you, Fabio guessed that this meant that she must be alive in the present timeline of 2020.
Apparently she still loves her. That makes me think that she's alive in her time.
So I went through every other female character in the show, and there's really no one that can apply to. We were wondering if it was maybe Claudia, but she would have been around 45 to 50 when she first left 1987. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's extremely unlikely she had another child, so not Claudia. When Noah speaks to Charlotte, he seems very earnest and sincere with her. He's willing to go as far as revealing that he's her father, but when Charlotte asks who her mom is, why is that the moment he chooses to be coy? He was speaking pretty freely about Adam and Jonas and the apocalypse up until that point, and it made me wonder if maybe the truth about Charlotte's mom wasn't something she was ready to hear just yet. If we take his words literally, she still loves you, then the only characters that statement applies to are Charlotte's daughters. And when I realized this, I asked myself, who are the only female characters Noah has any connection to? I rewatched all of his scenes too, and I can tell you right now, it's not a lot. Pretty much just Agnes, Claudia, Helge's mom, and Erna. Ines also asks him to visit Mikkel, but that's off screen, and there's pretty much zero evidence that any of them have or developed that sort of connection with Noah. So I also included female characters he's even just interacted with. And there is one more, even though it's off screen, Elisabeth. Now, I know this is child Elisabeth we're talking about here, but bear with me. When he gave her the watch, how did Noah communicate with Elisabeth? There are any number of ways he could have. She could have read his lips, he could have written it down, but it still stood out to me, and it made me wonder if maybe he knows sign language, and if he does, where would he have learned it? And so I went back again and rewatched all of Elisabeth's scenes this time, both present and future. I know that if we're considering Charlotte's daughters, then it could also be Franziska, but considering she already sort of has a thing with Magnus, I focused on Elisabeth. I'll be honest, with young Elisabeth, there's not a lot of clear evidence I could find. Charlotte does seem to be closer with her than she is with Franziska, at least from what we've seen, so there's that. There's also this one moment in season 1, episode 4, where Elisabeth brings Charlotte's forehead against hers so that they're face to face, and then kisses her on the forehead, which if you ask me is a very motherly gesture. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but it's not like Elisabeth knows she's Charlotte's mom, so at most this is just very subtle foreshadowing, and at worst it's confirmation bias on my part. Now, with future Elisabeth, things get a little more interesting. We know that she leads a group of survivors, and that she is familiar with Sigmundus's philosophy. Sigmundus creatus est. She claims that the passage will open, and we will be led into paradise. So to me, this means that it's likely she's been in contact with Sigmundus themselves, and that's where she learned about the prophecy, maybe Adam or Noah. In her speech, she says, "The faithless are dead," which is a very Noah thing to say. We've heard him talk about faith before in season 2, episode 1, to the man he kills, telling him he's lost faith. And in season 2, episode 2, he tells Mikkel that sometimes we have to have faith that everything will be okay. I want to raise another question here. Who are Sigmundus? And I don't mean what they stand for or what they want. I mean literally, who are they? We know that Magnus eventually becomes a part of Sigmundus, most likely recruited by Jonas/Adam. But besides Magnus and Noah and Agnes, who are these people? And why do they follow Adam? Building on our discussion from episode 6, I am predicting that at least Magnus and friends, that is, Magnus, Bartosz, Franziska, and Elisabeth, were recruited into Sigmundus. Martha, I'm not sure about because we see her grave in 2052, so she might have died before she could get recruited. When you look at Sigmundus' group photo, the people we recognize are Adam, Noah, Agnes, and Magnus. I think this man is Bartosz, who is also the same man that Noah kills in episode 1. One of these women may or may not be Franziska, but I think that this person just maybe might be Elisabeth. The image quality isn't good enough to make any definitive comparison, unfortunately, so it's not 100%, and it could easily not be her, but for the sake of this theory, let's assume it is. If I'm right, and Elisabeth was a member of Sigmundus as an adult, the possibility of a connection between her and Noah becomes far more plausible. It would explain why she knows about Sigmundus and the prophecy, why she knows about the portal and the power plant, and potentially why she spares Jonas, if she knew that Jonas eventually becomes Adam. The question is, what is Elisabeth doing in 2052? When Future Girl sees the portal, Elisabeth tells her, they say it's a piece of God, but it's really a piece of the devil. Who is they in this context? Sigmundus, who believe that God is time? Did Elisabeth defect from Sigmundus, or is she still with them? This I'm not very sure about, but considering that Noah believes she was taken from him, I am guessing that she was at least separated from them in some way. Maybe she was also looking for her daughter across time and ended up stranded there, or stayed willingly. There's also this moment in episode 5 where Magnus and friends are going into the cave again, and Elisabeth senses Noah watching them from the trees. We're never told why he's watching them, but what if he was specifically focusing on Elisabeth? I am predicting that Charlotte's mother is Elisabeth. Elisabeth meets Noah through Sigmundus, and together they have Charlotte. For some reason, Claudia takes Charlotte and hides her with Tannhaus in the 1970s. Maybe she warns Tannhaus about Sigmundus, gives him that photo, and that's why he has it. Elisabeth is also separated from Noah and Sigmundus and ends up in 2052 for reasons I can't yet guess. Charlotte eventually has Elisabeth, who goes on to have Charlotte, and so on. It might also explain why we didn't see any connections from Charlotte to another woman who could be her mother in the family trees, because the connection was already there, just not the one we thought. Obviously, I have yet to bring up the big implication that this would mean that Charlotte's own daughter is her mother, making both of them their own grandmothers. This would also make Elisabeth Noah's granddaughter, which would be yet another case of incest, but we know this show is not above including those types of relationships. But of all the time travel paradoxes this show has done, the one thing it hasn't done yet is the someone ends up being their own grandparent paradox.
His son's wife cheated on him with his dad.
We're getting closer to the someone ends up being their own grandfather thing. It would fit in with the theme of there being no such thing as a true origin point. The beginning and the end are always the same. Believe me, I am well aware that this entire thing is a massive stretch. It has a lot of holes. I haven't even mentioned how Elisabeth is aware that Noah is responsible for what happened to Yazin, and so that puts the entire possibility of their relationship into question. I have no idea whether she even knows that she's Charlotte's mom, and I really don't know whether this is even genetically possible. There's really nothing definitive or cohesive here, just a bunch of pieces that maybe vaguely fit together, but after days of trying to make literally any other possibility work, this is the only thing that makes sense to me. And I think it would also be the most impactful. Quite frankly, I wouldn't at all be surprised if I'm wrong, given how ridiculous this theory is, but this is what I'm going with. That's going to be it for this video, so if you enjoyed, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you. Drop a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next.
Peace.